Okay.
That's the plan. So let's start with quarterbacks. I was hyping up Mac Jones really hard all offseason. He had that nice throw. He had a good throw. Then the wheels fell off, and I started making excuses because that's my guy. What do you think? What do you think of the quarterback room in general? I mean, the next two guys were even better.
Yeah, man. Brock Purdy better stay healthy because Mac Jones is a statue. I hate to bring down your guy.
That is true, though. I can't argue with that.
Put it this way. Who had a better preseason game, Mac Jones or Trey Lance?
Oh, Trey Lance. Now, I am now the resident Mac Jones apologist since no one wants to do it, and it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
He was playing against the starting Broncos defense. There was no Trent Williams. There were really no starters out there for him. He was an impossible situation, and yet through sheer determination and skill and effort, he was not awful. And that interception, I don't think was his fault. To me, when I saw it, I was like, that's one of the worst routes I've ever seen. And then it was nice to see that Kyle Shanahan threw the rookie under the bus after the game because that's what I would have done. But Mac didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones, he looks like a decent backup, to me. Nothing more. Like in today's NFL, if you can't move, especially on the 49ers, where your O-line is not going to do you many favors, you have to you're going to be in trouble. So
he was by far the slowest quarterback on the field yesterday. By far. Tanner can run, Carter can run, freaking Stidham can run better than Jones. So he's got to be, Peyton Manning out there. And in practice, let me tell you, Ryan, he's not Peyton Manning, but he's good. He's good in practice. I just want to give him. I want to see the rest of the preseason before we write him off. I'm ready to write off Tanner Mordecai and Carter Bradley today. How are they here?
Well, we know how. I don't want to be a bully, but we know how Carter Bradley's here. I hate to say it.
It's a bad look. If he were good, but like he's not good, and his dad's the assistant head coach, bad look.
He doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, I mean, thank God we got Brock because he's mobile. He can, evade some of the pressure. Mac is going to struggle with that. He's going to have to get the ball out really quickly like Jimmy did in order to survive if he has to play. But he does have a good arm. I'll say that. And as he starts to understand the offense more and more, I think he'll be an adequate backup. But I think that's the kind of ceiling for Mac Jones. As far as these other dudes, they don't look like they belong in the NFL.
You had a tweet and said John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan I'm paraphrasing, have absolutely no idea what they're doing at their quarterback position, and they lucked into Brock Purdy. I think there's a lot of evidence to support that.
I mean, yeah, I think I'm trying to remember all the quarterbacks, but I think there was like 9 or 10 quarterbacks that the 49ers have brought in since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have been here. And the only one that's worked out is Brock Purdy, and they weren't even responsible for bringing him in.
Yeah, like they get a win for Sam Darnold, but we don't actually know how Sam Darnold would have played on the 49ers, and maybe it was KOC and the Vikings that unlocked whatever potential was there, if it was even there. I don't know.
I'll give him some credit.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'll give him some credit for Darnold, but shout out to what's his name, Nick Newman. Shout out to Nick Newman.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
We argue sometimes, but he's like, "What do you mean? They got good play out of C.J. Beathard and Jimmy Garoppolo." I'm like, if after 9 years that's your achievement is Jimmy Garoppolo and C.J. Beathard or Nick Mullins or whoever he said, that's not much to stand on.
I just want to say something. Look, I'll be done with Mac Jones in 2 weeks. All right, can you guys just bear with me on this one? Can you bear with me? I didn't like Mac Jones coming out, but I like him a lot. And he did something after I'm comparing him to Jimmy. I am adamant that he is better than Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever that means. If Jimmy threw that pick after, in the game, he would have blamed the wide receiver. He never took responsibility for his mistakes. And Kyle blamed the wide receiver. Someone asked Mac after the game, so it was a bad route, right? And he was like, Watkins played really well. He's a rookie. It's between us. We have to get on the same page. It's not all him. I thought I was like, man, Jimmy never would have done that. And another thing about Jimmy could throw. Jimmy had a nice arm. He could throw. Mac has a nice arm. He could throw. Jimmy wasn't smart. Can we say that now? He's been off the team for a few years. Okay. Jimmy wasn't smart. Mm-hmm. Mac is smart. I think it's clear that he's smart. So that's why I want to see him like backups against backups in some type of a even situation. Having Spencer Burford, I'm making excuses again, but I want to see 2 more preseason games before I say that he's buttons.
I like that you are seeing that from Mac Jones because one of my issues with Mac Jones coming out of college and even in his beginning with the Patriots, is I did not like his leadership. So maybe he's maturing as a leader, and that's good to hear. And like I think Mac Jones will be an adequate backup, right? Like
Mhm.
I think he can give you all you really can expect from a backup quarterback. I just don't see him as a starter in the NFL with his lack of mobility. I think now in the NFL, if you want to be like a real top 10, 15 quarterback, you got to be somewhat mobile. I mean, those days of like with Tom Brady and those type of guys, it's kind of in the past. I mean,
I think
who's
of
a
him as
top
sort
five
of like
quarterback
Goff.
that's not mobile?
I think of him as sort of like Goff. Goff isn't mobile. And if you
Yeah.
put Goff on the Niners' second team offense yesterday against the Broncos' first team defense, he would have looked clunky. He probably would have taken some sacks. He might have made some bad decisions because it's Goff. But if you put him on a good team with a good offensive coordinator and everything's kind of like right and all he has to do is make some throws, he could do that until he messes up in the playoffs. I feel like Mac Jones could do that essentially. So that's why.
I
And
can
I don't
see
know if the
that.
Niners have that team anymore. Like they have problems on the offensive line. He may not flourish on the Niners the way that so many quarterbacks did for so long. It's a tougher situation now.
Yeah, I know we're gonna get to the offensive line, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Dangerous Dave says, my guys, Carter sucks. D looks okay, yet worried. Well, here's the thing. Carter's never going to play in a real game for the 49ers. So that's, although you can't, I mean, the Niners went 5 deep at quarterback in 2022. They might need Carter. The fact that Kyle Shanahan and Gus Bradley both named their sons Carter independently is amazing.
Lil Wayne influence.
Yeah. RLB2ESQ says Iggy and Ryan, OG Hensley, football's back.
Brother Bob?
What's up, brother Bob? Been a minute. Shady Luke says, did y'all watch Tanner McKee with the rest of the Eagles backups versus Cincy starting defense? Laugh my ass off. Tanner McKee's good, though. Stanford? Tanner McKee's pretty good. I'm moving to Jesse's area soon. Can't wait. We gotta hit him up. All right.